Hello, what's up guys? This is Mitch. So in this video, I'm just gonna do a small update on what changes in 9.0.5 on Outlaw. It's a very small nerf. We don't have to worry about it too much. Outlaw is still very viable. So I'm just gonna go over what kind of changes are there in terms of talents and rotations. And other than that, we have some small optimization on our rotations as well because of the changes. Overall wise, it's a very small nerf. It's like 1.5%. It's like less than 2%. So it's like nothing to worry about. And so in this video, I'm just only going to be focused on what got changed. If you want the full version of the guide, you can go to my channel and look at this one. Yeah. And okay, let's dig in. So for talents, it's actually a buff for us. So let's go over for single target build first. So what changes in our talent tree is instead of cheat death being here, right now it's right here, so we don't have to be forced to path down here to get cheat death like 10.0. So in other words, we have kind of have like one extra talent points freed up. And for ambush build in single target, if you want the most damage, you can now take cold blood. But if you feel like, hey, I want like a little bit more mobility or whatever reason, like you want movement speed, take it away, put it on step, or put it on movement speed, whatever you like. But cold blood is the one that's gonna give you the most damage. It's like roughly 0.5%. And for keep it rolling, single target build for keep it rolling, we're doing the same. Taking cold blood, if you want anything, take it away, because we have 1 point free and just put it anywhere else. But I'm assuming we're only using this build on Terrors, which is the raid boss, and we rarely use any pure single target build anyway, unless you really want the movement speed for dodging, or else you want to take cold blood. And then for any build for 2 or more targets or N+ builds, for ambush build with dance, again, if you want the most damage, take cold blood. But don't underestimate the value of utilities, especially when like, oh, let's say if you're using the boon trinket, because you can shadow step under the boon trinket effect. So if you're using that, if you want to be like safer, you can not take cold blood, take shadow step. Or if you feel like I want gouge, you can take gouge as well, and so on. Play around that depending on what you want. Overwatch, cold blood is like 0.5% damage. It's not a big deal. And same thing for T build. Just one extra point you can play around that. I don't even have talent set up for T build because I never played it, but it's the same idea. Okay, and then for keep it rolling and RC build in keys or any encounter with two or more targets, we are now taking Subterfuge. I will explain how do we use Subterfuge at the end of the video with clips. So same thing, we're taking Subterfuge, take step, take tricks, especially with your keys, it's very useful. Tight Spender is a DPS gain, but it's not big at all, so obviously in this tree, if you don't want to take gouge, like you can put it in DR poison and not take gouge, let's say, if you don't feel like you need it, especially in raid. And well, let's say if you want both gouge and whatever poison you want in a key, then you cannot take Tight Spender and then, you know, put it somewhere else, like poison or whatever you like. Pretty much it. Like, overall wise, it's a buff to your talent trees. Yeah. Okay. So, for rotations, regarding Cold Blood. For Cold Blood, we pretty much want to use it on CD, on any finishers. So what I recommend doing is just macro your Cold Blood into a dispatch. You don't even have to track it. Macro your Cold Blood with dispatch, and you don't even think about it. And they're just gonna get used at the same time, and Cold Blood is gonna buff your dispatch easy. And then for the nerfs on Fender Hammer, I've had people asking me how does it work actually. So before the nerfs, ignore the tooltip, okay? Before the nerfs, every pistol shot is gonna give us 2 combo point. We shoot 3 times, so before the nerfs, it's gonna be 2 plus 2 plus 2. It's always gonna give us 6. But right now, it nerfed the combo point generation on extra pistol shots. So only these 2 are getting nerfed. So what's happening right now is we're gonna get 2 because of quick draw on the first shot, and then we're gonna only get 1 on each of the other 2. So in total we get 3. But if we have broadside, which is the combo point buff, we are still gonna get 2 plus 3 right here. We're gonna get like 3 plus 2 plus 2. So nothing changes rotational wise if you have broadside. Then, okay, for finishing rules, we now have new finishing rules, which is very simple for all the builds. So if you did look at my guide earlier, I had a chapter regarding finishing rule, like right here, 934. We used to have like very complex finishing rule depending on what build and what buff, what talent you have. Right now, you just ignore this whole chapter here. The only finishing rule that we follow right now is we always want to finish at max -1 or max combo point, whichever comes first. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't matter what build you're playing. If you are at like, oh god, my bad. Doesn't matter what build you're playing, if you end up with like 6 combo points, you just finish. You don't even chase for 7 or max combo points at this point, because we want to finish at max -1 whenever we're there, because it's like max -1 or max, whichever comes first, because max -1 is always gonna come first if it does happen. So this is the only finishing rule we are gonna follow right now. It's very easy. And okay, and then for CDs, we have some small usage because Sepsis got buffed. What happened is like whenever you cast Sepsis, you get a free Audacity proc or free ambush use on cast. So instead of using on CD, we are now using it on CD when we have no Audacity proc in hand. So it's just one extra thing to keep track of. Other than that, there's nothing new regarding Sepsis. But Ghostly Strike and Blade Rush are still both a little bit stronger than Sepsis in most case. In case you want to play it, this is the new rule for that. And also, for the single target keep it rolling build, which is this one. For this build, we now because this build we're talented in the Audacity, and then in my 10.0 guide I said we are only spending our Audacity only when we need to extend find weakness. But there's new findings. Right now you just smash every one of them, so your life is just gonna be way easier. Whenever we get an Audacity proc with this build, just smash it. I mean, obviously you want to follow the finishing rule, and Audacity is your highest prior when you get a proc, but we don't have to hold until we need to refresh find weakness. It's pretty much it. And okay, here. This is only for ambush build, okay? For ambush build, we have a small mid-maxing here being found, which is roughly 0.3% DPS gain. So if you want to do it, you can do it. If not, not a big deal. So when under some condition with ambush build, we are gonna cast ambush at 6 CP, which means we are ignoring the finishing rule right here, like this one. We are gonna cast ambush at 6 CP when we meet two conditions. The first one is when our 2-piece tier set is active, and 2, when our next finisher is gonna be its dispatch. So the reason behind this is if you look at our tier set, dispatch increase the damage of your next sinister strike or ambush by 8% per combo point spent. So because ambush hits so hard in ambush builds, it takes a good chunk of our damage profile. So if we don't do this, imagine you have a 2-piece and you're at 6 combo point, and if you use a dispatch, which means you are gonna overlap your 2-piece. So you're wasting a use of your 2-piece tier set effect. So, but if we use an ambush at 6 CP with these two conditions, we are maximizing on utilizing our 2-piece. This is a very, very small gain. You can do that if you want. If not, not a big deal. Once again. Okay, last thing. Last thing is keep it rolling with Subterfuge, which is this build. If you do watch my stream, you're probably aware that I've been playing this for a while, but we never had sims proving anything. But right now we kind of have sims to prove something, especially when we have free talent points to spare in the talent tree. We don't have to sacrifice too much utility. So pretty much, this is only for keep it rolling with RC. We take Subterfuge, and then the usage of Subterfuge is when keep it rolling is off CD, which means keep it rolling is ready to be used. This is very important. We only do this, we only make use of Subterfuge when keep it rolling is off CD. This is very important. When keep it rolling is off CD, ambush becomes, let's give ambush a little crown, okay? Ambush is our king when it comes to building combo points. So in other words, ambush it's our builder with the highest prio. So during Subterfuge, when Keep It Rolling is off CD, we are only using ambush to build combo points. Also, when we are under Subterfuge, we don't want to use Vanish. So if you have both Keep It Rolling and Vanish up and you are under Subterfuge, you want to play your Subterfuge window and then Vanish after, and then play another Subterfuge window. Otherwise, you would want to Vanish into Dispatch as normal. So when Keep It Rolling is on CD, we always want to Vanish in the Dispatch. But when Keep It Rolling is off CD, we do all this. So the theory behind this is because of Count the Odds. Count the Odds, basically it's like when you cast Ambush and Dispatch, it has a chance to give you, like buffs. So when Keep It Rolling is off CD, we want to spam Ambush and Dispatch so that we can fish for more buffs. But do be aware that the 2 times the double chance is just like duration and chance would double while on the stealth. But do aware that Subterfuge does not benefit from the 200% chance of proccing Count the Odds. So keep that in mind as well. So the chance is not very high, but it's still worth doing that. Okay, right here. And also, this has nothing to do with Keep Rolling. It's just like if we are, this has nothing to do with Subterfuge, but we don't. One of the new rules for Vanish is we don't use it anymore. We don't use Vanish Dispatch anymore when we have all 4 of Broadside, True Bearing, Ruthless Precision, and Skull and Crossbones. Because Vanish Dispatch is only ever, which is like Count the Odds, it's only ever gonna give you buff that you currently do not have. And with all these 4 good buffs, we don't even need to Vanish. We might as well just hold it until one of these drop off. So TLDR, don't use your Vanish when you have all 4 of these buffs. Okay. This might like Keep It Rolling Subterfuge thing might look a little bit confusing. So I have some clips so I can explain it to you guys. So there you go. Now he's talking at the back. Okay. So in this clip, I have 2 versions of that. So in this clip, I'm playing ER with Subterfuge. So on pull, as normal, AR roll, slice, I ambush, and I follow the finishing roll because I'm 6 at 6, even though I'm still under Subterfuge. And these 2 rolls are from Roll the Bones. If I get buffs from Count the Odds, they are gonna be in white numbers. I ambush between the eyes, ambush again, ambush again. Now I played my whole first Subterfuge window. I didn't get any procs. I have like bad RNG in this clip, but you get the idea. So after my last ambush in my first Subterfuge window, I'm at max combo point. So what I should be doing here is I use my Vanish, Dispatch, and keep spamming ambush or Dispatch. I Vanish, Dispatch. I can be played a little bit slower. Vanish, Dispatch, I still have Subterfuge active, which is my second one from the Vanish. Keep playing the window, ambush again at 5 combo point. I should ambush again, boom, and then I finish. So I didn't get any procs in this video, but this is how you play it. The idea is just like to get your keep it rolling. Try to like look for more buffs so we can use keep it rolling without holding it for too long. But we don't need this build. I mean, we don't need Subterfuge with the single target build with Dance, because with Dance we have access to buffs anyway, so we don't really need it. This is only for keep it rolling. So this is how I play it when you don't have good procs. So with good procs, it's gonna be a little bit different. Do aware that, like in the first clip, I can show it to you again. In this first clip, for the first time, I met my finishing rule right here. I did not get count the odds proc. That's why I use my between the eyes. However, if this ambush gave me a count the odds proc, let's say it gave me a true bearing, I would skip the between the eyes and only use this patch until I will only use this patch as finisher until I finish both of my subterfuge window, because between the eyes doesn't give you a chance to proc count the odds, and this patch does. So I can show it to you in where is it? Okay, there we go. In this one. In this one, I had I got procs on my first or second ambush. Ambush 1C, I got a buff from True Bearing. I mean from count the odds from my ambush. This is the count the odds buff. So that means I only have 10 more seconds to play both of my subterfuge window until this one falls off. So if you think about it now, I ambush again. So if I use my between the eyes, which means I'm losing an extra chance within this 9 seconds window to look for buffs. So in this case, since I got a proc, count the odds proc, I want to play both of my subterfuge window before this falls off. So instead of using between the eyes, I use the dispatch, and then I ambush again. Now I've done playing my first subterfuge window, and then I should look to use my vanish ASAP. But then since I'm at 5 combo points, I have yet to meet my finishing rule. But if I build, finish, and vanish, it's gonna cost me 1 or 2 more seconds. So what I did here, or what we do here is I use my vanish instantly into an ambush. Again, the purpose of this is to juice as much buff as possible within the window. So that's why right here I vanish, ambush, this patch. Again, I skip the between the eyes because I'm still playing my subterfuge window within a very limited time window. Dispatch, ambush, ambush again. Now I've done playing both of my subterfuge window, and I press my keep it rolling. I should be pressing it. Now, I have 3 seconds left on my first count the odds proc. Imagine if I did use my between the eyes during any of my subterfuge window, I would have probably lose this buff already. So right now I press my keep it rolling. Boom. I mean, I juiced a little bit more here, like because I have 3 seconds left. At 3 seconds left, I met my finishing rule. So technically I could just keep it rolling here in between the eyes. But since this, again, this patch is gonna give me a chance of progging this patch, right? So I was just being greedy. I mean, it's just the way how you should be playing keep it rolling. I used one more dispatch here, hoping this dispatch. Actually, I used between the eyes. I should have used dispatch. I should have dispatch. Try to fish for one more buff potentially, and then keep it rolling. But between the eyes, which is not a big deal. Between the eyes, and then keep it rolling. And then, whenever you next keep it rolling, it's back up again. You just build to max, vanish, and then spam your ambush and dispatch again. Playing back-to-back subterfuge window, it's only used when you're out of combat plus vanish and keep it rolling are both up. So this subterfuge plus new vanish rule, it's roughly a 1% gain for keep it rolling your out build. It's not that bad, but it's not massive, but at least it's something. So yes, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the updates for 9.1.5 that we have so far. Maybe there will be something new, we don't know. But yeah, pretty much it. If you have questions, leave me a comment and stuff. And again, if you need a full guide on how to play Outlaw in Dragonflight, I would recommend watching this guide, because this guide is just like an update on whatever we have in 10.1.5. So if you have questions, leave a comment. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.